Since I want to cover Unit 4 with you. There's a lot to cover, so this video might be a little bit longer than a quick video. So let's go to the modules, and I'm going to open this shortly. We see Unit 4 here, but I wanted to mention something about Unit 3. So in Unit 3, there was a question that asked what the pandemic showed us about the public health system. That question followed you watching the lecture on the public health system and reading the chapter. And yet a number of students answered that incorrectly. They did not address the public health system, which leads me to believe they may not have read the material. So moving forward, okay, we're halfway through the course now, you'll lose significant points if you do not answer according to what you listened to, watched, and read. Okay, so you're supposed to listen to the podcast, watch the lecture, read the chapter. Keep that in mind. So let's look at this first discussion. Okay, and this discussion is the oral or video or audio discussion. And if you read, it is about Chapter 7, which is on health and behavior. This states that we know how important behavior is to health, but far too often what's suggested is education and self-discipline or determination. Put down the fork, put on the sneakers. You can do it if you try. And although that's important, we know that is not the only important factors, and that other socioeconomic factors can override both of those. Let me give you a quick example using me as the example. Many years ago, after I completed college in study of nutrition, I had to complete a 1-year internship. So my internship was in Providence, Rhode Island at the Rhode Island Hospital. And I was a nutrition major who had just studied nutrition for 4 years. And yet when I went away, I gained a whole bunch of weight. Okay, it wasn't because I did not know how important nutrition was. It wasn't because I wasn't determined to have good health. But I had stress, I had loneliness, I had no money, I was surrounded by no good food options. It was either cafeteria or KFC. The list goes on and on. So yes, education and determination are important, but if we want to improve the health of the population, we need to understand the other factors as well. So in this question, it asks you to choose one of these major top behavioral risk factors, just one, and answer these 2 questions. So what you're answering for the risk factor that you chose is, what are the socioeconomic factors which favor the unhealthy behavior and act as a barrier to the healthy behavior? So besides education, and I'm talking about education about health, besides, personal determination, what else gets in the way of doing the right thing? And knowing that, what do we need to change in order to have a healthier population? Okay, so that's your discussion. Okay, moving on to 8. This is about vulnerable populations, and the discussion is here. So let's take a look at this. This chapter discusses health inequities and health disparities. So you're going to click into a fact sheet about just that, and you're going to read this fact sheet. Okay, and this is data. This is well-referenced data. Okay, so read through the whole thing and absorb what you're reading. You're then going to choose one racial or ethnic group from this page, study the data carefully, and answer these questions. Which group did you choose? Which disparities, 3 to 5 of them, do you think is most urgent in needing attention? and what's an action plan for that disparity. Okay, so let's go back again. We should look at the critical thinking. There is a quiz in there, but you've got that down pat. Let's look at this. So you are going to look at Becoming American in California newsreel, and you're going to watch that video. And Canopy now seems not to require you to sign in. Just search after you're in CCP in the library and the data bank, search out Becoming American. You're going to watch that video and answer this question. Then you're going to choose one of the behavioral risk factors and learn as much as you can about it. You can look at the data that relates to that risk factor from Philadelphia. You can read your book. You can do outside research as well. But you're going to summarize that risk factor and its impact. Okay, and finally, you're going to address that with a population-based intervention model, okay, described in your textbook. So you're going to outline your plan for that risk factor in downstream, midstream, and upstream interventions. Okay. And lastly, we're going to begin the work on our course project, which is a good percentage of your grade. And this unit, you need to choose a topic and write a plan for your research. So probably the best place to start is to look at that course project. And I linked a copy right above Unit 4 so you can see what this is about. You're going to make an online bulletin board on Padlet. Okay, and I'll show you one quickly. That was excellent, but there are many different ways to do this. This bulletin board includes research. It includes your summary of that research, maybe a few videos or fact sheets, but in 10 to 15 minutes, someone reading through this bulletin board should be educated on your topic. Okay, now let me go back. The other thing that I think is very helpful to understanding this project is to look at the rubric, and it's quite an extensive rubric, but you'll see here there are many factors that influence your grade. You have to include citations. You can only include one video, no more. It must be able to be viewed in 10 to 15 minutes, between 6 and 12 high-value posts. So you are finding what you think are the best possible posts, research, interviews, one video on your topic, and putting together this bulletin board. Now, that's not due until the end of the semester. What is in your Unit 4 is that you need to have a topic and a plan for research. So it's kind of the starting point. Remember, and this is very important, when you choose a topic, it has to be under the big topic of current issues and trends in healthcare. It must be in relationship to the healthcare system. So diabetes would not be an appropriate topic, but improved management of diabetes within patient-centered medical homes, now that would be a topic, okay? Or why is insulin so high in price? What influences the price of medications in our healthcare system? That would be a topic. Okay, so I will tell you if your topic doesn't fit the bill, but you need to enter all of this into the text entry box. Okay, so hopefully that will get you started. If you have any questions, reach out.